Alrighty, Hosses, welcome back, and in this video I want to talk to you about a really cool type of menu item that is included in JavaFX, and that is called CheckMenuItem. Essentially what it allows you to do is have a menu item, and whenever you click it you can pretty much toggle a checkbox on and off, and it's really good for options if you want to set show line numbers to on or off, or set autosave to on or off. So it's pretty much just like a checkbox, but in a drop-down menu. So I'm gonna make another menu called a help menu. So right now we just have file. I'll show you guys. So right now we just have file, edit. I'll make another one called help or options, and I'll have two menu items in it. One will be, I'll say, show line numbers, and the other will be autosave. So the user can either check these on or off depending on how they want their program to run. So I'll just say help menu, and menu, help menu. Scroll up a little bit. Alright, new menu, help. Alright, so the first thing I want to do is just call check menu item, and the first item is just going to be show. I'll just say show lines. So set it equal to new check menu item, and the title will just be show line numbers. So eventually we'll say we're making some text editor IDE, and the user can either click this on or off to decide whether they want to show their line numbers. So how do we actually implement that logic? Because it's a little bit different. It's a menu item that can have two different events. See, typically whenever we have something like this right here, you click the menu item and only one thing can happen. Alright, that's simple enough. But with this right here, they can either turn them on or off. So that's actually two separate, well, it's not two separate events, but I'll show you guys exactly what's going on. So if you call show lines, which is the menu item, you can call set on action. So again, the user can only ever do one thing to a menu item. They can click it. So alright, that's interesting because we can't have two of these E's in here. So how do we kind of handle the logic behind that? Well, your menu item has a property associated with it, and that is called the selected property. So for the menu item, you can either test, is that option selected? In other words, does it have a checkbox next to it? If it does, then we can just do whatever, system out print line. So I'll say program will now display line numbers. So again, what's going to happen is the user is going to click this, and then it's going to say, okay, did they check it or did they uncheck it? If they selected it, aka they checked it, then we'll just show the line numbers. Just going to print something out on the screen now, but you really should actually do something with the program. And if they uncheck it, then I'm going to be lazy and I'll say, I'll just be like hiding line numbers, not guiding the line numbers into my farm. Why did I say that? I don't know. Alright, so the last thing that we need to do is actually add the help menu to the screen, and now we have to, what was it called, help menu, get items, add all, add this menu item to the help menu. So check this out. Alright, we now have a help menu, and by default is unchecked. So we can either click show line numbers, and it's going to print out program will now display line numbers, and check out what happens whenever I click the help menu again. It now has a little check next to it indicating, okay, the user does want to select this item. And if I click it again, then it's pretty much going to uncheck it, just like that. So again, you can only ever do one thing to it. The user can either click it, that's it. So that's why we only have that one event. However, this property, selected property, is pretty much asking, do you want to select it or unselect it, that little check mark or no check mark, and we can implement our logic that way. Now another thing I want to show you guys real quick is this. You see how whenever I run this program, by default, the behavior that's given to us is all of these check items are unchecked, no checkbox. But what if you say, I don't know, you wanted to save the user's settings from the last time they ran the program? Well, what we can actually do is we can pretty much enable a default selected option or not. So we pretty much say what options do we want selected by default. So if I make a new menu item, I'll just call it auto shave. New check menu item, just be like enable autosave. So we'll say that if the user selects this, then the program's automatically going to save the work for them. If they uncheck it, then they have to save it manually. But I'm not actually going to write that logic, but I'll show you guys something cool you can do. Autosave, set selected equal to true. Now this is just going to select it by default at first. It's not going to keep it selected through the entirety of the program. That was embarrassing. Okay, my face is red right now. Come on, Bucky. In the middle of a tutorial, really? Alright, check this out. So I started up the program. This first one, of course, we didn't do anything to that, but this last one, enable autosave, is checked by default. Now, of course, we can uncheck it if we want. Check it. Show line numbers. Do this all day. But anyways, this, or might as well start with the top. This is how you use check menu items. This is how you implement the checked or not checked logic, and this is how you set an item that is checked by default. So boom, roasted, good to go. I'm gonna go eat some peanut butter cookies, and I will, see you later.